Okay, we found a deer leg, just the leftover deer leg that some animal, there's probably an old kill thing. That is a deer leg my brother is holding. And we're just hiking along a trail, or a Forest Service road south of Edgewood. A road that actually ends up eventually, actually this is a spur off that road.
We're like 2,000 feet higher than Edgewood, and I was amazed that all these communities, like Edgewood, is right beside Arrow Lake. And then you look at the yards and stuff, you would never imagine. New Denver, Caslow, Edgewood, Needles, however you pronounce that place, Knapsack or whatever, that the people have fruit trees. Yeah, I saw in Caslow, we stayed at a motel, and a person had big apples and big pears, and then they were growing cucumbers and sunflower plants. And
so normally you would think that this would be a very cold climate around here, but actually because of low elevation and probably the temperate effect of the big lakes, the climate is not too bad. It's actually temperate, and you can actually grow fruit trees and everything.
In my mind, before you take a look, you would imagine that these places would be incredibly cold.
Yeah.
And but then when you see people actually have fruit trees and gardens and stuff.
Okay, I gotta turn the camera off now. Just walking along this road. Just hiking along this Forest Service road north of Edgewood, BC, situated next to Arrow Lake. We've come across no people all day. We've seen wolf scat and bear scat and deer scat along the road, and we saw that part of a deer leg I filmed earlier. Probably a wolf kill site, and it still had flesh on it, and it had an odor to it, so it wasn't that old of a kill. It was recently killed. Anyway, just making our way along this road. Okay, this road enters sensitive habitat to protect people and wildlife, particularly grizzly bear. This road is closed to all motor vehicles except those authorized by a permit from the BC Ministry of Environment. So this actually is a place that has a fair amount of grizzly bears. Had no idea.
And for some reason the gate's open.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be gated, but somebody left the gate open.
Maybe some guy is in there.
Yeah, maybe some guy is actually in here, even though I haven't noticed anybody. Gates open. We could drive in there, but I'm not going to take no risk. So we're just going to park our vehicle over here and walk. Okay, so we came from there, parked right here. Road is closed because of want to protect the grizzly bears. And there's the bridge, but the gate is open.
And oh yeah, this is what you should mention. Yesterday night, I'm in my tent, and I hear rocks being rolling. And I thought maybe we were pitched our tent near some kind of cliff, and rocks are rolling down the cliff. I get up in the morning, yeah, there's no real cliffs really around. Then I go to the washrooms, and I notice this path. The grass was kind of like laid down by something walking. Then I noticed as I was walking along the path, the dirt periodically has been turned over. Common grizzly bear behavior, looking for bugs.
Yeah, they like to dig and turn things over. So grizzly bears like to do a lot of digging and turning dirt and so stuff over.
Dirt patches were turned over, grass patches were turned over, and rocks were turned over. So a grizzly bear probably walked by our tent.
That's more indicative of a grizzly than a black bear. But it could be a black bear, but Could be a grizzly because we're only a few kilometers from our tent.
Yeah, the area is only just a few kilometers where we put our tent. And a bear did walk by yesterday night.
Okay, so let's go. Just walking down this spur, the young spur where it's closed to motorized vehicles because of grizzly bears. We've walked down it for about 2 kilometers now. And we're going to go 2 or 3 kilometers more. It's an evening walk. They're only an hour and a half before sun sets. So we're just doing an evening walk now down this area. Hopefully we don't run across any aggressive grizzlies. Okay, it's dark right now. And but we closed the gate. The gate was open, we closed the gate. It's hard for the camera to focus because it's dark. The gate is now closed thanks to us. Brother's trying to secure the gate some more, some better. Anyway, somebody else had opened the gate. And I wouldn't be surprised if poachers went down here because I saw a bunch of beer cans littering the road. So I would not be surprised. Anyway, we're trying to secure the gate and close it so nobody else will go down it unless they actually tamper with the gate. Okay, cooking some pearly everlasting. It's completely dark out. Just have candlelight. And
hopefully this will help
sleep.
But just gonna take a little shot of making pearly everlasting tea and having that before going to bed.
Yes. Anyway, enough for now. It's super dark. Got the ISO turned way up. And this camera's still losing focus every now and then. Just driving along. I parked my vehicle just to show you an example of the scene as we're driving along and the beautiful fall colors that are starting to emerge now. Just beautiful. Heading towards Grand Forks, we're probably like 75 kilometers or so from Grand Forks. Although we'll probably take an exit before we hit Grand Forks onto Highway 3. Anyway, just beautiful. Okay, we came up a spur. A pretty good view here.
This is a very scenic side road, don't you remember this one? It's called the Tenderhook.
Tenderloin.
Or Tenderloin Forest Service Road. It's
Yeah.
the Bear Paw Lake.
Yeah. And there the road continues. Trying to get some nice fall colors. It's way down the valley. Anyway, we're going to start a little walk here. Go for like a 4-kilometer walk before we do a lot of traveling. Might make it to Manning Park, which is hundreds of kilometers away. Might not. Might just go to a motel.
Might not. Might be too far.
Yeah, so, well, we'll see how far we get. But, beautiful here. We are about 7.5 kilometers up the Tenderloin Forest Service Road. On our way, I mean, we're not going to make it to Bear Paw Lake. What's the other name for it? Russell?
Russell.
Some people call it Russell for some reason. Some people call it Bear Claw.
Yeah, it looks like a bear paw.
Or Bear Paw.
But then it was also called Russell, so I guess it has two names.
Okay.
And we suspect there's a fishing symbol, and it's like past mid-September. It's at 5,700 feet of elevation. It's very difficult and remote to get to, because even at the forestry road and to the south begins like 40 kilometers, and it's pretty far away from populated area. And then in the north axis, it's it's like 50, 60 kilometers, and it's the closest spot would be Edgewood, which is a very small community, and then the Needles, very small community. So there's no communities to the north close by. There's very little communities to the south close by. The road is a little bit difficult to drive, and so you're like 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers for many population towns.
Lots of good tenting spots, though.
And lots of good tenting spots. So I suspect the fishing at 5,700 feet in mid-September, with nobody else hardly around, I suspect very good fishing.
Anyway, we're going to turn around now. So heading back to the Jeep.